Love the title of this episode, Riding the Waves, Harnessing the Water Element for Balance and Vitality in Midlife. Because the truth is, we ride a lot of waves during menopause and midlife with so many things changing and life changing, our bodies changing, everything changing, that we can go against the waves and paddle upstream, or we can ride the waves and make the most of our midlife. So I hope this episode will give you some inspiration and ideas of how to balance this water element, part of the series of the 5 elements of Chinese medicine that I'm doing here in Beyond Menopause Belly. So I'm so excited for you to be here. The water element is the fifth and final element in the series. But remember, just like water flows, so too do the 5 elements. They keep flowing, just like the seasons keep coming year after year. Understanding the elements in Chinese medicine can provide insights into women's health, particularly during midlife. The water element, from a Chinese medicine perspective, is connected to our organs, the kidneys and bladder. And its season is winter, which during the time of this recording, it is winter here in the Pacific Northwest of the United States. So coincidentally, as it relates to the kidneys, during menopause, in TCM, traditional Chinese medicine, the root cause of menopause is what we call kidney yin deficiency. Now, I'm definitely going to discuss more about this later in this episode, give you more ways to nourish the kidney yin, and also in a separate episode, really dive more deeply into what yin is as it relates to yang. And I'll give you a little bit of that here, but I want to have a separate episode to really give you an understanding about how we look at and view menopause from a Chinese medicine perspective. Now, as it relates to the yin and yang aspects of Chinese medicine, winter in and of itself is the full expression of yin, as opposed to the full yang expression of summer, right? Yang is energy, it's activity, it's like everything is in full bloom, where yin is definitely more quiet. The water element and the winter are linked to qualities like germination, right? Things are germinating, percolating. We're way more introspective. It's really about wisdom, a strong will, reflection, right? Reflecting, that's the germinating. We're reflecting, we're contemplating, and really gives you the ability to flow through life's challenges. The winter, if you think about it, the water element is really a time for rest and renewal. This is your hibernation. This is when you're getting ready for the beginning of the yang experience, the transition into the yang, which is spring, which is birth. We did a separate episode on the wood element as it relates to that springtime. And again, during the time of this recording, we are we're a few weeks away from spring. So I'll definitely be doing more diving into that and all the things that we can be doing during spring, the wood element season, and kind of take that to the next level. But otherwise, check out the wood element episode on this page. So water element and women in midlife. Let's talk about that. So the water element, on an emotional level, every element has its kind of emotional aspect. Now, with water on an emotional level, governs our inner strength, our will, our willpower. This is about our courage, our strength, our will. From this strength or source, that we can draw from in times of need. So the kidney houses our essence. It's like our original chi. So we do everything, again, we'll do a separate episode on that, but we do everything we can to preserve that essence, that chi. Really, this is about courage. Courage is like the ultimate expression of this water element. While our will and our inner strength are the positive manifestations of our water element, the emotion of fear is the negative side. So fear happens when we doubt that inner strength. It can come from that sense of the unknown, like the vastness of what water is. Fear can be very powerful and negative emotion. It can keep us stuck and not living life fully, the full expression of our lives, which looks different to everybody, each one individually. But what is that full expression? And is something around fear keeping you stuck? Again, those unknown waters, there's a lot of unknown. There's a lot of fear of the future. This is not unusual. However, we don't want it paralyzing ourselves. It keeps us from taking risks that can really help us grow as individuals and potentially keeps us from experiencing new and exciting things and adventures during this phase of our life. This is the time where we potentially have more freedom, right? We have more freedom, and so we should be taking advantage of this time, this phase of our lives, to really experience everything that we desire. So courage and willpower are the opposite side of fear. Courage and willpower help us keep the faith in the universe and ourselves during the tough times. So we can choose faith over fear. And now I just want to do a quick caveat. So at times, though, the emotion of fear can be very beneficial. There is a book called The Power of the Five Elements, written by Charles A. Moss, who is an MD. He explains it well when he writes, fear helps to maintain vigilance for navigating through life's challenges. It is needed to prevent reckless and life-threatening behavior and to ensure survival. I like to think of this as healthy fear, right? So everything is on a continuum: fear, faith. So somewhere in the middle is the balance. Like, we're always looking for that balance. So I want to talk a little bit more about how it can manifest during midlife. So again, I said that kidney yin deficiency is, and again, kidneys related to the water element, and kidney yin deficiency is the root cause from a Chinese medicine perspective of menopause. So so the yin has a very cooling, and the yin is the cooling aspect, yang is the heat, right? So yin is the cooling, and if it's not functioning and if it's deficient, guess what? It's cooling and moistening. So hot flashes, dryness, vaginal dryness. Yin is also the full expression of night, where yang is daytime. So if our yin is deficient, we experience insomnia. So a lot of the very common symptoms can be directly related to this kidney yin deficiency. So our goal as an acupuncturist, we would say our treatment protocol then is to tonify and nourish kidney yin. Tonify kidney, nourish yin. So this is that so strengthening that kidney chi, and also nourishing and moistening, or nourishing the yin aspect, so the kidney yin. So moistening and cooling. So one of the essential oils that I absolutely love, I think it's the actual best essential oil for nourishing yin, is vetiver. So it's very grounding. It actually comes from the root of the vetiver grass plant, but it comes from the root. So it's very, very deep. So it's got this very descending energy. And you can use it on kidney 1, which is on the bottom of your foot. Got a picture here at night. And that's going to really help descend that chi. It's going to really help moisten the kidney chi and yin, and it's also going to help with sleep. So that's one essential oil you can also use it on spleen 6, which is that's probably the best point for nourishing yin, because that is a point where all 3 of the yin channels of the leg cross. So it's a great point for nourishing yin. Now, black spruce, on the other hand, is going to tonify or strengthen the kidney chi, and you want to use that on kidney 3. So that's a beautiful combination. You can do kidney 1 at night, you can do kidney 3 and spleen 6 during the day, and that's going to help start balancing out that energy. There's also really good foods that help specifically with kidney and kidney yin deficiency. So there's the grains would be things like barley and millet. I just put those words together. Vegetables would be things like potatoes, squash, sweet potatoes, yams, alfalfa, sprouts, asparagus, kelp, seaweed, string beans. Those are some of the foods that'll be great. Some of the fruits would be apple, apricot, avocado, banana, lemon, lime, mango. So some of them are better for the kidneys and some of them are better for the yin. Like I know, for instance, lemon and lime are great for the yin because it's very cooling. Pear, persimmon, mulberry, pineapple, pomegranate, watermelon, those are very cooling. Beans for kidney and deficiency would be adzuki beans, black soya beans, kidney beans. Tofu is good. Nuts and seeds would be coconut milk, sesame seed, black sesame seed, walnut, chia seeds, and bone broth, because the kidneys are directly related to the bone and the marrow. So if you have bone broth, that's going to help strengthen the kidney chi as well if you eat meat. So I want you to notice one of the themes for a lot of the foods that are recommended for the kidneys tend to be darker in color, black. A lot of the things that I said are black, and that is the color of the water element. So there's always crossovers. It's really fascinating. It's so interesting when you start diving into it. Now, there's a couple of Chinese herbal formulas that are very specific for women in menopause and kidney yin deficiency. And I'll write it down because I'm going to say it and you're going to be like, what? But it's Liu Wei Di Huang Wan, Zhe Bai Di Huang Wan. So, of course, we also want to stay hydrated with water. That is another thing we should make sure we're doing on a regular basis, is staying hydrated. Now, a little bit all day. Don't be like chugging it all at once because you'll just pee it out. So you want to make sure that you're sipping water all day long, ideally like half the ounces of body weight. So if you are 120 pounds, then 60 ounces of water. Of course, we know there are so many experiences that we go through this time of our lives, hormonal change, emotional fluctuations, and we really want to be looking at what is the deeper meaning in our lives. This is really important. Now, practices like taking the herbs, the oils, the dietary recommendations, doing mindfulness techniques, and any kind of self-ritual care is really going to help nurture or strengthen that chi, that kidney chi, that essence. So we want to make sure we're cultivating the characteristics of wisdom and courage and adaptability. Really, all these things are going to help. And so just start by doing one at a time. I just did an episode on habit stacking. So I want to make sure you're not trying to do all the things all at once. Give yourself grace, because that's going to help with your resilience, which is also a big part of the water element energy. So I want to hear from you. What are you, what questions do you have, or what experiences, or what do you relate to as it relates to the water element and midlife? I would love to hear from you. I look forward to continuing to share more about midlife, menopause, and all that comes with it, all aspects. That's why we're called Beyond Menopause Belly, because it's not just about focusing on our weight or our new menopause belly. We have so much more life to live. Okay, take care. Bye.